Hello everyone, my name is Alex. I'm the creator of I Love Cards, which is a platform to design, create, and share your card decks. So yesterday, or maybe it was the day before yesterday, I don't remember, but I received an email from one of you, and you asked me if you could use I Love Cards to create image decks. And the answer is, of course, yes. And by the way, it's one of the most common use case. I mean, we, as a trainer, a coach, or a facilitator, I am using image decks a lot. And I have one here, which is one of my favorite Dixit cards with incredible images done by incredible artists. I've been using this deck for, I don't know, 6, 7, 10 years, and to run icebreakers or creative brainstorming. But also, at some point with my facilitation agency, we created this very simple deck with just a few images that we selected. I was working with Roxanne, my fellow co-facilitator at the time. So we created a very small deck, about 10 or 15 cards that we could put on all the tables for all the participants. So you can use them in very, very different situations. You can use them for coaching. You can use them for creative brainstorming. You can use them for icebreakers or connectors. You can use them for when you have to have difficult conversation and stuff like that. So let me show you how you can create this kind of deck with I Love Cards. And the way that we're going to do it is that obviously you can use any kind of images, your own photography, you can hire an artist, but if you don't have the time, and also if you want, the cool thing about I Love Cards is that you can create a deck just for one workshop. So this way you could pick your photos based on the topic of the workshop or the kind of activities that you're going to do. So what we're going to do is that we're going to create very simply a card deck that is going to use Unsplash images. And voila. So let me show you. Let's get to work. So right now I am in the deck space of I Love Cards, and the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to create an empty deck. So I just have to click on the button, and voila, I am in the card view right now. I have an untitled deck. Of course, you can change the name of the deck. Well, let's do that. So it will be the image deck, and I'm not going to change the description, but you got it. I have a first category right now. We're gonna put all our cards in a category, and I have my default template. And just gonna show you how you can very quickly add an Unsplash image. So you just, once a card is selected here, just click on that button, and you see that you have different ways to add images. If you have your own photos, you're just gonna upload them. You can use AI to generate some very specific. So if you use AI, try to create impossible images or very creative images. And then you can find on Unsplash. And this is what we're gonna do. But I have a trick first. So the idea is that when you brainstorm what kind of images, you can put the name, even if you're not going to use the name here, you can put, so for example, I want something that will be about my first step. You know, that's kind of metaphoric. And why do that? Because when I'm going to find on Unsplash, it uses a little bit of AI to find the relevant photos related to the name of your card. So I love this photo here. And you know what? we could create a card deck with a category that is only stairs and steps. It's going to be a thematic step about going one step at a time. That could be a possibility. I just had this idea right now, so let's do that. So one way to do that would be to duplicate the card here and go again and find on Unsplash as we have duplicated, and now we can find a very different one. Oh, I love this one. Okay, and you have the second card. Okay, so here I have created my first category. Let's rename it into step by step or step by step. Maybe it would be a good deck for change management or project workshops. I don't know. Anyway, so I have my cards with my images, but obviously it's not the design that I want. So for this deck, I'm going to use a very simple design. And if you want to change the design, you just select the first card, and here you see that it's using the default front template. And I'm going to open the template library to pick a new template. By default, it opens with my own, and I'm going to go to the public template, the one that I created myself and I put at your disposal. And you see that we have one here that is exactly what we want. All right, let me zoom a little bit. So we have this first card here. And you see that the cool thing is that the template that I'm using right now has the name of the photographer who took that picture on Unsplash. So you don't even have to add it by yourself. And here also. By the way, you can use the table view, which is a great way. So I don't need the one-liners. So I'm going to remove that. I'm going to need the one-liner here. And I can hide the column. Okay, so you see that if I want to edit the title, which I don't need obviously, but if I want to edit the attribution, for example, and let's add a dot at the end, you see that it works instantly like that. All right, so we have already our template for the front. Let's add a template for the back, which maybe is just the logo of your company. Okay, so let's do that. So I double click on the card, and you see that here on the back, I have my default template, which is not the same size. So we need to change that. And one easy way would be just to, so let's have a look. This template here, I'm going to duplicate, I know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pick a new template for the back. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the same here. So that way here, right now, I have the same image on the back, on the front. But what I'm going to do is that I'm going to duplicate and edit. And now I'm in the template designer. So the template designer, it looks like I'm editing this card, but in fact, if I change the preview, I am editing a template right now. So I'm going to remove the image that is in the background. Edit, background, remove the image. And right now, the background has a color of a category. So I can pick a new color for the background. Let's say that I want a dark gray. I'm going to remove its attribution. All right. And maybe I just want to add I want to add the logo of my company on it. So I'm going to pick an item that I'm going to put in the overlay, which is an image. And I'm going to upload an image. and I'm gonna find the logo of I Love Cards, but obviously you can put any kind of, where are all my logos here? You will put your own logo, of course. Yeah, I don't have the logo here, so I'm gonna put another logo. I'm gonna put my hoodie logo. All right, here it is cropped, which is the standard way of displaying an image. I just have to change the object fit to contain. Et voilà. I have my back, save and exit. All right. So I have made a mistake. What I did is I put the back on the front and the front on the back. But you're gonna see it's absolutely not an issue. I just have to here. So here I'm in the front and I'm gonna pick this one. And here I'm in the back and I'm gonna pick this one. So you see, changing is just a matter of 2 clicks. Voilà, so I have a beautiful template, just putting the text in big, the image in big. I put an attribution to the photographer, which I think is really nice. And in the back, I have my branding. Obviously, you can add text, whatever you need, okay? And now, adding a card is very easy. I just have to add a card, select the category, create card. I have my card with my back, and I'm just gonna pick an image on Unsplash. Obviously, I can put, I said that I wanted steps, step by step. And maybe I'm gonna put this one now. All right, so I have all my cards one by one. And now I just have to download the deck. Here it is selecting only one card, so I'm gonna put all the cards. I have a preview of my cards, the way they're gonna be exported. So if I want to play on a whiteboard, for example, I can just export the PNG. Let me show you with just one card. Just this one and just the front so that I don't. So it took 1/10 of a second, and I can show you that yes, indeed, it generated the card in PNG format. But the cool thing is, if I want to prototype or maybe just use it for one workshop, I'm going to use the Pro Printing layout, and with, no, not the Pro Printing, the Home Printing layout, so that I can print it in my printer that is just here. And I'm in Europe, so A4 paper is perfect. I'm going to be able to put 8 cards per page. Obviously here I have only 3. Let's see if I change the orientation. Yeah, that's better. I can put 9 cards per page like that. And when I cut them, I'm going to leave a gap, because otherwise we're going to see, if I don't have a gap between 2 cards, when I'm going to cut them, I might see the beginning of a photo. So because I'm not very good at cutting cards. So let's do it that way. Let's put some cutting guides, crop marks everywhere, and now export. Done. I'm gonna just open it so that you can see it. Et voilà, I have my PDF ready, so I can have up to 9 cards per page here. It's already laid out with the back and the front, and I just have to cut it here like that. Et voilà. So here it was just using the template, but obviously if you want to make changes, you can edit the template and do whatever change you want. Let me just show you one example. So back here, I'm gonna get out of the export sender. So right now I'm using the standard template, which is a very simple one where you have the image and the attribution field, okay? So I'm gonna edit the template. And you see here, I'm showing it with the tags, but I prefer to show the real data. All right, so now that I have the real data, let's say that, for example, I don't like that the attribution is on the bottom left, and in fact, I want it on vertical orientation. So vertical orientation is a advanced text settings. So you need to click here, open settings, layout, and you go down, and here you have writing mode, and you can choose one of the many writing mode. So I never remember the one that is the one that I want, but yeah, for example, that would be that. I'm gonna close the sidebar, and let's say that I want it here. Boom, voila. By the way, it's using a setting. You see that there is a transparent background. Okay, so you can fine tune it. That way it can display on any kind of picture, whether they are light or dark. Voila, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I want to make it a little bit smaller. I can click on this button to center the cards. Et voilà. Maybe I want to add the title of the card, just to have a kind of deck that that shows. So here the title is in the section, but I want it in the overlay so that I can move it the way I want. And we can use the same kind of, put a dark background, white text, or maybe, yeah, white text, and have again the background opacity a little bit lower, so that even if it's on something that is quite white, voila. So this is to say you can do whatever you want. I'm not going to save that, but you can do your own templates very easily. I'm going to cancel it. You can also play. I have created another template that I use for my image deck, and I'm going to show you how it looks like. Oops, not what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do is pick a deck template, and in the public template library, there is another deck that I like. It's this one. So you see that you have part of the image on the left and some text on the right. So, and it's taking the color, the primary color of the card that you can change here. And this would be, I don't know, which color for this one? Orange. Yeah. Maybe it's better if I show you that way. And here I'm using domino cards that are very wide, and you can do lots of games with that and activities. You can be creative. So that was just a few examples of what you can do with I Love Cards. You can very quickly create a prototype by using Unsplash images and a template that is preset. Or you can go deeper if you have more time, and you can edit your own templates and create any kind of card that you'd like and invent some new types of activities. You can use color coded in combination with images. You can use words in combination with images, of course. You can have the word and the image on the same front, or you could have the image on the back and the word on the front. You can have a lot of fun and invent plenty of very interesting activities depending on what you want to achieve with your participants in a training or in a workshop. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. This was a live tutorial, totally improvised, not prepared, and I'm sure that it has shown, but at least it showed you all the possibilities. So don't hesitate to give me a like and give me a comment, give me some feedback of what you'd like to have in the future. Voilà, thanks a lot. Have a good one. Ciao.